During routine clearance of dense jungle on the newly settled world of Mardum Prime, situated at the edge of our Empire's border, the workforce stumbled upon an unusual find. Previously obscured deep within a tangle of old, withered trees, where it would seem no human has ventured before, are 9 massive statues casting dark, tall shadows over the landscape. Winged and pale, they exude an aura of otherworldliness. Perhaps they were created in the image of a deity or idol that has since passed into oblivion. They are clearly alien and do not resemble any of the lifeforms who currently occupy this world. The local labourers have named these statues the Sentinels. The following is a recording from a labourer clearing the jungle who happened across these statues.
The 9 silent giants stand watch. They are placed along a wide perimeter, seemingly at strategical points along the landscape. I think they are guarding something. Their skin is covered in a fine scale plating, their postures vigilant, ready to spring into action, and their unmoving eyes follow your every step. Yet there is nothing in the area in apparent need of protection. Perhaps whatever they were guarding has long since passed. Indeed, many of the Sentinels bear marks of assault.
I've instructed archaeology crews to attend the site immediately in order to discover more about these winged statues. Dr. D'Amico will lead the dig. She is our most experienced archaeologist in the region, and I expect swift results. The operation on Mardum Prime started well. Dr. D'Amico and her team happened upon a resource cache containing a good hoard of precious metals. They have been shipped back to the capital for evaluation. However, the positive news stops there. It seems something has gotten into the archaeologists on site. The excavation thus far has been impeded by freak accidents, injury, and misfortune. And now even the senior researchers, including Dr. D'Amico herself, who has decades of experience, are blaming the Sentinels. Overcome with superstition and paranoia, they claim the statues move about when no one is watching. However, there is nothing to suggest their jointless limbs are even capable of motion. Matters spun further out of control when the team found traces of biomatter, indicative of heavy bleeding, found lodged within a series of tiny cuts on the terminal portions of one of the Sentinels. It is unclear to me whether the Sentinels are being used as a scapegoat for poor performance, or if there is a more sinister explanation. Reports are coming in that Dr. D'Amico has gone missing. She was last seen leaving the camp at sunset to find a tranquil spot to consider the Sentinels. Apparently, she has been raising concerns regarding the safety of the camp following the growing number of accidents. It is currently unclear whether she has simply abandoned her mission. However, given her experience, I find this to be incredibly doubtful. She is a decorated officer and holds a number of commendations. I am making my way to this world in order to oversee matters firsthand. My travel to Mardum Prime was swift, given the recent inclusion of this system in our growing hyper-relay network. Since my last entry, work has been slowed. Several archaeologists have been killed after accidentally activating a cluster of ancient hostile drones. Fortunately, due to the swift action of an on-duty sergeant of the Planetary Defense Force, they were quickly contained. The sergeant's name is Johnson, and I have made note that the man must be awarded a Distinguished Conduct Medal, and I intend to offer him a place within my guard upon conclusion of this situation. We have still not found Dr. D'Amico, but work continues. A compositional analysis of the Sentinels have revealed that they are made from an unknown hybrid metal-ceramic composite. Such a material could not have been forged by a prehistoric society, yet preliminary readings suggest they predate all known civilizations on Mardum Prime. We are yet to pierce the Sentinel's outer metal coating. Today we found Dr. D'Amico's belongings, including her mind gazer, a device used to isolate the mind from outside interference. Her belongings were found on a ledge overlooking the Sentinels. Sticks forming a half-finished outline around one of the statues suggests she may have diverted from her original exercise to mark its position. Her flashlight and scanner were discovered crushed under a shattered piece of the Sentinel's wing. It seems she had modified her scanner in a peculiar manner. The team think it may be able to pierce the Sentinel's metal coating. We've as of yet been unable to get through. I have diverted extra resources to locate Dr. D'Amico in the hope that we find her alive. Clearly she was not deserting, and something sinister has occurred. I'm liking these alien statues less and less each day. The additional search teams have paid off. We have found the missing Dr. D'Amica. She was found badly injured in a state of unconsciousness, hiding in undergrowth a few kilometers from the site where we found her belongings. She was treated for a severe head injury, indicative of blunt trauma by impact from above. She also had a data pad on her person, which fortunately is not damaged. Sadly, although now stable, she has no recollections of the events leading up to her disappearance and no idea how she sustained her wounds. All she remembers is hiding from someone and surviving off little what the land had to offer. A remarkable human indeed. Worryingly, her parietal cranial bone contains the splinters of the unique metal alloy from which the Sentinels are formed. Either she hit her head, or perhaps these statues are significantly more dangerous than we currently believe them to be. I've ordered an increased military presence to converge on the site. Despite protests from the archaeologists, it is clear to me that these statues are at least somewhat of a threat. We now have roughly 100 defense guards on site, roughly 2 platoons. The lieutenant assures me his men and women will remain at arm's length so as not to further contaminate the site. Using the notes on Dr. D'Amica's datapad, the team have reconstructed her modified scanner. Set up to pierce deep within the statue's hybrid composite material, it has picked up on a weak radiation emanating from their cores. I'm told to investigate further it would be necessary to break one of the Sentinels open, very likely destroying it in the process. The Sentinel where Dr. D'Amica disappeared has a broken wing, and it has been designated as a good starting point, since it is already damaged. I've given the team my blessing to start the operation, although I fear it will not go smoothly. Something is very off here. Engineers were brought in from the planet's lone colony to assist the archaeologists with cracking the statue. Normally they would be constructing resource habitats and preparing the planet for full-scale habitation. Not today. As the engineering team was setting up their equipment, the Sentinels woke. A gentle shiver passed through the statues and they sprung into life, bodies humming and skin glowing. Radiation pulsed through their cores and they became malleable and almost transparent. With a screech, they charged towards the huddles of engineers and archaeologists. I'm not ashamed to say what I saw that day terrified me. The statues tore through flesh like a hot knife through butter. The defense force did what they could, but they were quickly overrun. I was fortunate enough to have on my person a personal translocator device, instantly teleporting myself to a ship in orbit. The statues have now taken flight and are heading for the colony, which I expect they will make short work of. I've sent a priority communication to the Master of Arms on Earth requesting immediate aid. A full Earth week has passed since the incident on the planet. The statues, it seems, were content to purge the colony of all life and then return back to their original location. The Master of Arms has been most accommodating. 10 platoons of our best genetically enhanced soldiers have arrived, accompanied by no less than 2 repurposed Cybrex warforms. I'm told that they were on their way to the front lines where our war with the Blorg continues. The expectation is that this will be a short diversion. The commander of this contingent has been briefed, and frankly seemed unconcerned about the prospect of fighting these alien Sentinels. If anything, it appears for them easier to conduct their mission as there is now no civilian presence left alive on Marden Prime. Our soldiers, accompanied by the warforms, dropped onto the planet today, a couple of kilometers away from the location of the Sentinels. The warforms have been equipped with pinpoint scanners, enabling them to track the 9 statues by their unique radiation signature. It was quite the sight seeing these constructs of war preparing to depart, and frankly, I am very glad I am not on the receiving end of the inevitable fury they will be sure to unleash. Contact with the Sentinels was made at 0300 local time. The warforms fired first before the Sentinels were aware of our presence, their lava cannons making quick work of the Sentinel armor. The battle was a short one. We suffered only 3 losses, the genetic warriors proving far superior to our regular rank and file. The final kill was claimed by the commander himself, and as he landed the killing blow, the Sentinel spoke, the first and only time we have evidence of these statues speaking. All it said was, "Let me rest." Then it froze, eyes empty, and died. Below the corpse of the dead Sentinel, the soldiers discovered what appeared to be a secret entrance to some sort of subterranean tunnel. Furthermore, examination of the Sentinels' corpses have revealed them to have contained digitized spirits of organic beings. It seems that they were sentient aliens who for some unknown reason were implanted into these automatons and left to guard this entrance. A fresh team of oddly eager archaeologists await the go-ahead to explore these tunnels. I've instructed the commander of the soldiers to stand by should there be any more threats occupying the tunnels. Our small losses aside, this has been a very good day. The subterranean tunnels have now been fully explored. Fortunately, they have also been declared safe, and the soldiers and accompanying warforms have departed to do battle with the Blorg. I wish them luck. The tunnels bury deep into the planet's crust, and they hide something quite wonderful. A sapient species of humanoids created a virtual afterlife within a simulation of paradise. At some point, their entire population decided to move onto this digital existence, leaving a few behind within the Sentinels, condemned to guard their resting place forever. The science teams on the site tell me that they have full access to the simulation, and we can upload our own consciousness should we wish to experience it. The options that we seem to have are to purge the simulation of all aliens and repurpose it for our own needs, as sort of a leisure facility for the people of this world, use the aliens to experiment on. We are able to change the parameters of the simulation, and it would be perfect to study the psychology of these aliens. I'm sure our society researchers would love it. Or finally, one of my fleet admirals suggested it would make a wonderful hunting ground. I've left the decision with the new governor. It can be his first major decision to make, although knowing the man, I would not be at all surprised should he choose the hunting ground option. In any case, I shall return to Earth to document this world and the events that have occurred here, and ensure that Sergeant Johnson gets the posthumous commendation he deserves. That's the end of this story. If you enjoyed it and want to watch another one, then please click the video on screen now.